Presidential remark. Mr. Bibek Debroy, Chairman, Economic Advisory Council, Prime Minister of India and Member Niti Aayog, Government of India, the Registrar, Director, Syed Academy, Deputy Director, distinguished guests and members of the faculty, and my dear students, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to all of you. It is very difficult to speak on economic reforms after Professor Bibek has already spoken. The first time I met was the first time we met together. Mr. Bibek Debroy was in Indonesia. Because we went together for an interfaith dialogue which was organized by the governments of Indonesia and India. So he was the keynote speaker there. And though he is an economist, but his knowledge of religions is so deep that he gave an extempore lecture like this, what he has given now on economic reforms there. And everybody was stunned by the depth of his knowledge. So when this matter came up of inviting a distinguished personality to deliver this Syed Memorial Lecture, his name obviously came to my mind. Because at that time he had also mentioned that he has never been to AMU. So Mr. Bibek Debroy is really a great scholar, a great economist, a great author, and he is a truly multi-dimensional personality. Now he has translated the unabridged version of the Mahabharata, unabridged version. And it took him 4 years to translate that, from 2010 to 2014. And I think it is in 2.3 million words. And he is only the third person in the world to translate this. He translated this in English. Apart from this, he has also translated the Ramayana and the Gita also, in several volumes. So we are very honored and privileged that he has joined a long line of distinguished persons who have delivered the Syed Memorial Lectures. In 2017, Professor Gopal Krishna Gandhi delivered this, and Professor Rafiq Zakaria, Mr. Kuldeep Nair, Mr. Siddharth Shankar Ray, Mr. Shyam Benegal, among others, they delivered these lectures. The first lecture was delivered by Dr. Tara Chand, the noted historian. That was the first lecture. As far as the economic reforms are concerned, as has been rightly pointed out, they were initiated by Narasimha Rao ji when he was the Prime Minister and when Mr. Manmohan Singh was the Finance Minister. And this is a continuous and gradual process. And other Prime Ministers, they have also contributed to these economic reforms. But I think we have to set some things in order if we want to really make full use of the economic reforms. One is we have to do population control so that the real benefits of the economic growth, they become visible to everybody. Without with the uncontrolled population in all of South Asia, not only in India, it will be very difficult for the common man to really gain the fruits of economic development. he said that our per capita income is $2,000 and the richest country is $1,74,000. So if we really want that our per capita, but you know the population of other countries is decreasing. In Hungary, the population is decreasing by 50,000 every year. One town of Hungary is, they say in Hungary one town is lost every year. So this aspect we have to look at. The other is corruption. We will not be able to make worthwhile progress unless we take care of this big problem which is there at every level of governance. Sometimes it is more, sometimes it is less. So this we have to address. The corruption is also there in other countries. I am not saying it is there only in India. But I think the Western countries, they have a different system, and the developed countries, and not the system which we are having. The other is the legal framework which Mr. Bibek Debroy rightly pointed out. Law is the most important thing in a society, education and law. Without law, you will just have chaos. So we must have a legal framework. And it should be done within time-bound manner. If things they keep on pending for generations, then obviously there will be problems. And even for important matters and things they can keep on pending for several years, then they will get delayed. Proper implementation of the schemes is also very important. Without proper implementation, you may make great plans and programs, but proper implementation is very necessary at the ground level. I will just tell you an example of this. There is one scheme which is known as the Maternal and Child Health Scheme of the Government of India. MCH scheme it is known. They have given a lot of money to the various institutions. They have given a lot of funds to the UP government also. And they have established these centers at many places. But they have not been operationalized due to various problems. This is the problem in implementation. Because where they have given the building has come up but there is no staff. So without a staff, how it will work? And there is no proper system of implementation. So proper implementation is very necessary. And this is where the state governments, I think, they lag, especially in UP and Bihar and some other states. The state governments in South India, Western India, they are, I think, more efficient in implementation of these schemes. And some of these states, they are lagging behind. So we have to see how to improve the implementation in some of these states like UP, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, and in the eastern states also. The cooperation of the public is also very important. You cannot have sanitation, hygiene, other things unless the public cooperates. And for this we need education. Education is going to solve many of our issues. The educational system is also in shambles in some of these states. We don't have proper education, especially at the primary and secondary level. The municipal schools, they are not working properly. The teachers, they are not in place. The trained teachers are not there. So these are all complex and knotty issues. And as Mr. Bibek Debroy rightly said, nobody has a magic wand in his head to solve all these issues. But all of us have to work together. And it is the younger generation, the young people, who have to come forward and change how India will be in the future. The future belongs to you. You have to take the initiative and you have to change India. I'm telling you the last thing I'll just tell you. I was sitting somewhere in India and inadvertently I threw something on the floor. Or there was a lake, I think I threw something. A 7-year-old girl came to me and said, why you are doing this? 7-year-old girl. So this is the young India which must be aware. You must be aware and you must change. The young people, they must change, as Mr. Bibek Debroy rightly pointed out. So in the end, I would like to thank, though this is not a vote of thanks, which will be of course given by the Deputy Director, but I would like to thank on my behalf and on behalf of all the ABU fraternity, Mr. Bibek Debroy, that he spared his valuable time and came to Aligarh Muslim University and gave his words of wisdom to all of us, and which I am sure will benefit all our young students, the research scholars, the faculty members, and all the others. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable